Why does Jungkook smile when Jimin's name appears? This detail becomes a big highlight. The names of Jeon Jungkook and Park Jimin are once again becoming a hot topic of discussion among AIMY. Not because of a big announcement, not because of a new collaboration project that was officially announced. This time, the attention of fans is focused on a detail that looks very simple, even only lasting in a matter of seconds. But as often happens in the world of BTS, small details can sometimes lead to a big discussion that spreads around the world. It all started when Jungkook appeared in a moment that then circulated widely on various social media platforms. In the trailer, the atmosphere looks relaxed. There are no extraordinary events that appear on the surface. But when Jimin's name was mentioned by someone, Jungkook's expression changed subtly. The corners of his lips lifted, his eyes looked brighter, and he showed a fairly clear smile before returning to his normal expression. For some people, it's just a normal reaction. But for AIMY, who has followed BTS's journey for many years, that brief moment immediately triggered various discussions. Thousands of fans started replaying the video many times. They slowed down, paying attention to every movement of Jungkook's face, and tried to understand what really happened at that moment. Social media was immediately filled with various comments. Many fans admitted that they were touched to see the reaction. They judged that Jungkook's smile looked so sincere and natural. It doesn't look made up or forced. It is precisely because of spontaneity that the moment feels so special in the eyes of many people. This kind of phenomenon is actually not a new thing in the history of BTS. For more than a decade together, the members have shown a very close relationship with each other. They grew up together from a young age, facing difficult times, living a busy schedule, until finally achieving global success that was hard to imagine before. The bond that has been built over the years makes every little interaction, they always attract the attention of fans. In the case of Jungkook and Jimin, their relationship is often in the spotlight. Since their debut, both of them are known to have a unique dynamic. Jimin, who is a few months older, often shows attention to Jungkook, while Jungkook often shows comfort when he is near Jimin. Many of their moments together are still remembered by fans until now. Because of that, when Jimin's name appeared and Jungkook immediately smiled, some AIMY considered the reaction as a reflection of a friendship that had been established for so long. Not something that should be interpreted excessively, but a simple picture of the closeness of two friends who have been through many things together. What makes this moment even more interesting is Jungkook's expression, which looks very different compared to a few seconds ago. Before Jimin's name was mentioned, he seemed focused on listening to the conversation. But as soon as he heard the name, his face immediately showed a clear change. For fans who are used to paying attention to the body language of the BTS members, such a small change is considered to have its own emotional meaning. Many fans then began to recall various old moments between Jungkook and Jimin. They shared video snippets from previous years showing how the two supported each other in various situations. Some remember their trainee days, some remember the challenging world concert trip. All those memories reappeared, as if that moment of a brief smile opened the door of nostalgia for millions of AIMY. In various fan forums, the discussion expanded to be wider. Some discussed the meaning of friendship in the stressful entertainment world. Many feel that the relationship between BTS members is one of the main reasons why the group can last so long. When many other groups face various internal conflicts, BTS often shows mutual respect and support for each other. For some fans, Jungkook's smile when he heard Jimin's name is not just an ordinary smile. They see it as a symbol of the long journey that has been passed together. A spontaneous reaction born from so many memories, experiences, and stories that cannot be explained with words alone. But on the other hand, many fans also remind so that the moment should not be interpreted excessively. They emphasized that there was no official statement or special context that explained the reason behind Jungkook's smile. Therefore, all that can be done is to enjoy the moment as part of the warm interaction between the two BTS members. However, one thing that cannot be denied is the magnitude of the impact caused by those small details. In a short time, the video spread to various countries and became a hot topic of discussion in the fan community. Thousands of uploads popped up, millions of impressions were recorded, and the discussion continued non-stop. This phenomenon once again shows how much public attention is towards every movement of BTS members. Even a smile that only lasts for a few seconds can create an extraordinary wave of reaction. There are not many artists in the world who have this level of fan attention. In the end, there may be no definite answer about what Jungkook really thought at that time. Only he knew the reason behind that smile. But it is the uncertainty that makes this moment feel so interesting. Fans see a sincere expression, then connect it with the years of memories they have seen together. And maybe that's where the real power of BTS lies. Not only in the music they create or the achievements they achieve, but also in human relationships that are seen in front of the public. A short smile from Jungkook when Jimin's name is mentioned successfully reminds many people that behind the glitter of the world stage, there is a friendship that has been tested by time. That's why those small details turn into big spotlights. Because for millions of AIMY, that smile is not just a facial expression. That smile is a reminder of the long journey, irreplaceable togetherness, and the bond that has made Jungkook and Jimin's names continue to be remembered as part of BTS's big story that touches the hearts of fans around the world. The conversation that initially only started after a few seconds of the recording turned out to be still not subsided. In fact, more and more fans are giving their opinions. Interestingly, most of the discussions are no longer focused on Jungkook's smile alone, but on how a spontaneous reaction can reveal so many things about the relationship that has been established for years. In the midst of the rush of information and various speculations that keep popping up every day, BTS fans seem to find something that feels warm and simple in that moment. There is no big controversy. There was no shocking statement. Only a small smile appeared when Jimin's name was mentioned. But it is simplicity that makes many people feel touched. Some fans even said that Jungkook's expression looked like someone who unconsciously remembered his old friend. That smile came so fast that it was hard to be considered as something planned. In the entertainment world that is often filled with images and settings, such a spontaneous reaction is considered very valuable because it shows the human side of an idol who has been more often seen on a grand stage. Many AIMY then dug back into various old interviews. They found so many moments when Jungkook and Jimin talked to each other with respect and admiration. On several occasions, Jungkook has revealed how much influence the older members have on him during the early days of his debut. Meanwhile, Jimin also told several times how he always paid attention to Jungkook's development from year to year. Their relationship is not something built overnight. It is the result of a long journey full of challenges. They trained together when they were very young. They felt the time when BTS was not yet known to the world. They faced criticism, pressure, tiring schedules, until finally witnessing the name of BTS becoming a global phenomenon. Because of that, for many fans, Jungkook's smile when hearing Jimin's name feels like it has a deeper layer of meaning. Not because there's something that is being hidden, but because the smile reminds them of the long history that has been through together by the two idols. What makes the atmosphere more emotional is the appearance of various video compilations made by fans. Those videos show Jungkook and Jimin's journey from year to year. Starting from their early days who still look very young, exhausting training moments, big concerts filled with a sea of AIMY light, to various small interactions that show their closeness as friends. When the compilation was combined with the latest footage that showed Jungkook smiling when Jimin's name was mentioned, many fans admitted that they were touched. Not a few said that they grew up with BTS over the years. Therefore, seeing the relationship between the members remain warm until now gives a feeling that is difficult to explain. On various social media platforms, emotional comments began to appear. I feel like seeing two best friends who have been through everything together. There are so many memories behind that smile. Sometimes one small expression can say more than 1,000 words. Comments like this continue to get thousands of likes and are shared by fans from various countries. It shows that what actually touches the hearts of many people is not the speculation that appears, but the feeling of nostalgia that is raised by that moment. Interestingly, some Korean pop culture observers also assess this phenomenon as a strong evidence of the emotional relationship between BTS and their fans. After years of following the group's journey, ARMY was able to recognize even very small changes in expression. They not only listen to BTS music, but also follow the life journey of the members. Relationships like this are rarely found in the entertainment industry. Usually the public's attention is only focused on the latest works or certain achievements. But in the case of BTS, just a brief smile can be a global discussion because fans feel that they have a very strong emotional attachment to the group's travel story. Meanwhile, some of the more cautious fans remind that not all expressions have to have a big meaning. They argue that Jungkook may just feel happy to hear his best friend's name mentioned. Nothing more than that. But even this simple view actually strengthens the reason why that moment is so liked by many people. In the midst of a world that is often filled with conflicts and debates, seeing a friendship that lasts for years is something fun. Maybe that's the reason why the video keeps circulating and being watched over and over again. People don't just see Jungkook smiling. They see a symbol of togetherness, trust, and friendship that has passed through various tests of time. Now, even though day after day continues to pass and new topics appear in the entertainment world, the discussion about Jungkook's smile still occasionally reappears. Every time the video is reshared, a new wave of comments comes back. As if that brief moment had become part of a collection of memories that will continue to be remembered by ARMY for a long time. And maybe in the end, the biggest mystery is not why Jungkook smiles when Jimin's name appears. The real mystery is how a moment that only lasts a few seconds can make millions of people around the world stop for a moment, smile, remember BTS's long journey, and feel the same warmth. Because sometimes, in a world that moves so fast, the most memorable things come from small details that are not planned. A name that is called. A smile that appeared. And a memory that comes back to life in the hearts of millions of fans. That is what makes this moment continue to be talked about, continue to be remembered, and perhaps will remain one of the most memorable small details for ARMY this year.